How you doing today? Thanks for being here. This is Mike Forrest, and I just want to talk to you about how important our bodily health is for the functioning of our brains. Without or our brain can only be as healthy as our body. I've read some of the science on this. I can't quote it for you now. Usually, when I devour things like that, what I like to do is just read the information, surmise it in one or two sentences, writing it down in a book, and then I just decide that this is for me or this isn't for me. So I don't know all the science backed, but when I read about that, the health of the body is the limit on the health of the brain. So if someone is not in a great bodily health state, whether that's bees from stress, whether that bees from making the wrong nutrition choices, what happens is the brain is going to suffer, the brain's output's going to suffer, all the things that are associated with the brain, through recall, through focus, through clarity, through, I would think, even from speech and being able to clearly communicate the thoughts that you're having. You know that one of the disadvantages of being in an unhealthy bodily state is brain fog. And more they're talking about the second brain being in the gut. Some people argue that it's the first brain, and the brain that's in your head is the second brain. As an example, the last time you ended a romantic relationship, it felt like you got kicked in the gut, not in the head. It did for me. I felt it in my guts and I felt it in my heart, but my head, it felt blank. It felt like it wasn't there. It was unresponsive. And I think because of any of the functionality or any of the energy that would go to the brain was really trying to heal a broken heart I had. And that initial pain of breaking up was right in the gut. And that left, and then what left was a broken heart. I don't mean to, get off on a diatribe about these things, but again, the health of the body is indicative of the health of the brain. So if one thing that you need to do is you want to gain some clarity in your life, in your relationships, in your work life, on your purpose, on how to find that and go about doing that, I would think that the first thing that you could do is to build the solid foundation of having a healthier than it is now body. And movement is very big. As the body moves, the brain grooves. It's Jim Kwik. Check him out if you want any other tips on brain health. He's a phenomenal resource. I've learned a lot from taking a couple of his courses. If there were links, they'd be below. They'd be about Jim Kwik. It's not a paid endorsement. I've never met the guy. I'd certainly love to have a cup of green tea with him. One of his, he has a couple of lists. You can check him out on YouTube about just 10 brain healthy foods. Another thing to the movement aspect of it is, if you just start some momentum in anything you do, you know that it's going to pick up speed. And so I would not say that you need an overhaul in anything. Those are too hard. And the brain is going to tell us when we need to make a change or we want to do something. It tells us that, one, we have to do everything about it now. And we have to know everything there is to know about it now, which are just they're too large to even comprehend, and so we give up. So the one thing I would do is break the bigger things into small tasks, and I would start small. Start small in everything you do. Don't overhaul your diet. Add one thing, take away another thing. And as that progresses and you feel that you can do it because you've proven it to yourself. You've got your subconscious on board with the idea of making change. And that's why incremental change sticks around a lot longer than doing makeovers. Any of the makeover popular shows on regular television, not a big fan of. I hardly know any of them, but I would be curious as to, once these people did this massive makeover in, 2 to 3 months, what happens to them in a year? What happens to them in 2 years? Have they maintained and even gone beyond the levels that they set during that short, intensive time? Everything doesn't have to be a boot camp. And I really think for making change that sticks, what we have to do is start small, as though you're building a wheel, and start at one spoke at a time. And because you've made each of those spokes solid, you know that in time, that wheel is going to be solid. And when you need to roll on it, it's going to support you, it's going to be there, and it's going to carry you forward. So, thanks for listening to me ramble. But for the health of your body, for the health of your brain, for the health of your cognition, for having more clarity, more focus into your life, really consider the health of your body and what you can do better. And if you're having a voice in your head that's telling you that, oh, I already do enough, well, I would think that leans more towards a fixed mindset than a growth mindset. And when you can be willing to learn something new, you're in a growth mindset. And part of the reason we're here is to learn. We never unlearn anything. We never forget anything. So making a mistake really isn't making a mistake. It's adding something to the learning that we've done. So I encourage you to continue learning. I encourage you to take a look at the health of your body. Take a look at an area in your physical health that you would like to add. Maybe you've always wanted to try badminton. Well, I encourage you to do that. Do something that's fun as a movement. You're more apt to do it and do it more often. And again, if you can find some sort of group, I know the way of the world today, it's not as easy, but if there's some way that you can get a group to do this with, you're going to enhance your longevity through the social interactions. And a group, a team, something like that is really going to help for your accountability. So start small, find one way, a fun way that you want to increase your physical vitality. You'll increase your mental vitality, your focus, your clarity, and you'll get after the things you want to be in this world. And the things that you want to do will come more easily to you. This I can guarantee. So keep being the change you wish to see. Keep going after the things that you want in this life. I want you to have those. I want me to have those. There's room enough for all of us to have those things. And remember, all those things are different. We don't all want the same things. There's more than enough to go around. Scarcity is just a human mindset. It's not the intent of great creator. So pay homage when you can. Give thanks for the things that you do have. And go out and be the change you wish to see. Thank you very much.